permitted to skate in this league. From now on, I'm going to let my briefcase do my talking.
Newcomer Leonard Logue III, manager of the Sundogs, is not impressed.
The Riot are more amusing in my book than threatening. The elephant stampede in '89 was threatening. The rabid polar bear incident in '92 was a little bit scary, but the Riot can't even live up to their name.
But the Riot never ceased to create some kind of commotion.
Hey, Lindsay, I got a cool buck for you to take off your clothes. I want some change back, though. And if you don't feel like taking your clothes off tonight, I'll take them off for you for free.
Maybe there's a reason why Denise is always trying to take my clothes off. Is there something that you want to see, Denise? Come out and ask.
How will Leonard Logue manage this one? It's the Riot and the Sundogs next on Roller Jam. From beautiful Orlando, Florida, here we are once again. We're ready to rock you with Roller Jam, the World Skating League and Roller Jam Arena. What a matchup we have tonight, but first the Jam girls are going to get things rolling. I told you we were ready to rock you tonight, and you ought to know by now that we indeed will. The Riot and the Sundogs tonight. Florida Sundogs and Illinois Riot. What a matchup it should be. Two of the most exciting teams in the World Skating League, and some of the most exciting players and best-looking women. You talk about Lindsay Francis of the Sundogs and Denise Loden of the Riot, but things haven't been going Lindsay's way lately.
Good looking, I hadn't noticed, but actually, yeah, you know I'm kidding there, but when you talk about Lindsay Francis, I think you have to talk about how she came back from getting totally mentally and physically destroyed last time out. They had these pictures, supposedly, did Laura Weintraub of the Hot Dice. Supposedly, these are rooting around. If you check our website, maybe you can see them. She left the game. She came back, though, and she's going to need that kind of resilience going up against Denise Loden, the queen of the Illinois Riot.
Wasn't very nice to tear Lindsay's top off, now was it? Now we get to the men's side, where we look at the managers. Leonard Logue III of the Florida Sundogs. He's joined the team. Kenneth Logue appointed him as manager of this team, and he has done pretty well, actually, although he looks a sight down there in the infield. And then, of course, the king, Richard Brown. He loves to wear a suit. He loves to bring his briefcase onto the track, and he's been using it, I believe, against the rules, although he'd probably say, what's wrong with that? I'm the king. I can do whatever I want. Maybe he's right. The Riot and the Sundogs ready to skate onto the track. Here come the Sundogs. There's Lindsay Francis. She has her uniform in order at the moment. And Bill Barker right there with her. Oh, look what happened to Scott Smith. He has a separated shoulder, right arm in a sling, and he's not able to skate tonight.
Poor fella, you take away his royalty, you take away his title, you take away his rotator cuff, he ain't got much left, does he?
That's what he gets for lying his way into the country and onto the team and into this league. He posed as royalty. I don't think he feels very royal right now. The Sundogs continuing their entrance for tonight's game. Sigmund Williams, Janet Abraham come on together. Somewhere, Kenneth Logue is watching on television, thinking to himself, well, my brother's going to do a good job here. I just know it. After all, I appointed him.
I'm sure he's lurking somewhere slimily underneath Roller Jam Arena.
You think he's under the arena, huh? Well, he might be, and if he is, I think you'll see the Riot down there. Because when they make their entrance, who knows where they come from? Mo Sanders. Ray Robles. Where's the chili powder, Ray?
I think it might be in King Richard's briefcase.
That would be one place to start looking for sure. Here they come. Sanders looks like somebody put an electrical current through his body.
Well, he's really come on playing like he has electrical current in him in recent games, Rory. And Denise Loden, she doesn't need electrical current to light up this crowd or get many of the men in the World Skating League on fire, I tell you.
I've always thought that Sean Atkinson of the Quakes would have been a lot better off if he just stayed with Denise Loden. Here comes the King. Nice handkerchief in place, tie, and of course the crown really complements the outfit.
He looks nicer every time out, Rory. He may be using some of this video footage during the week to go get himself a couple of endorsement deals for some of these clothing companies. He looks nice.
Well, a crown will pretty much go with anything. Broadway Danny Wolf is hanging out down in the infield. He's trying to get the King's attention. The King's never been known to back away from an interview. Broadway?
Thank you, Rory. And when the King demands microphone time, I'm not going to deny you the microphone time. What do you have to say, King?
You know I'm shy about being on camera, but tonight, what I'm going to start doing is a Most Valuable Player Award. Brown's crown. Whoever wins the Most Valuable Player of this game, I'm going to give him my crown.
Wait, what is Denise? Can I scoot over a little?
Yeah, get out of here.
Come on. Wait, Denise Loden, what are you doing with this?
You want to take pictures of people that look good, Danny.
I'm not going to touch that. What are you doing out here with the camera, Denise?
Well, Danny, with the smutty pictures that were exposed of Lindsay, I figured I'll bring me a camera along and I can get some for myself and make a little cash.
Are you going to keep this with you during the game?
Oh, yeah. You never know when Lindsay might get naked.
Richard, will you autograph that for me?
No, I don't like you. Get away from me.
Back to you, Rory.
Okay. Well, I knew he didn't like you, but it's the first time he's ever mentioned it on national television.
Brown's crown.
That picture of Richard will be a nice memory, won't it?
No.
We're coming back in a minute with the game. Sundogs and Riot. We're back at Roller Jam Arena in Orlando, Florida, and ready for this game between the Sundogs and the Riot. And that means here in the first period, Lindsay Francis and Denise Loden will be going after one another. Denise loves the fact that Lindsay Francis has been exposed, at least according to some, in some smutty pictures, as she put it.
Well, and she brought her instrumatic just in case, he says, and we'll also see if she has a chance to win Brown's crown for the day. And Lindsay Francis, I don't care if the pictures on the internet are flattering, unflattering, clothed, unclothed. This young lady is here in the World Skating League. She's the favorite of Kenneth Logue, and now she's emerging perhaps as the favorite of this other Logue character with the safari cap.
Brother Leonard, who is now the manager of this team. And Denise Loden starts right off by taking down a couple of Sundogs. Boy, that pack's really jammed up on the first jam of the night. Nobody was able to get out at all until now. Finally, Denise Loden says, here, I'll do it. She has the Jammers helmet on, and she'll go out and try and start the scoring in this game. Janet Abraham just took a fall in the pack. This game's off to a shaky start. Loden now reaches Abraham, and Janet's regained her feet, and she's back there to block. Katie Cooper and Lindsay Francis as well, and now Lindsay slips behind, and she's going to try and stop Loden. Francis, of course, has denied everything regarding the pictures, and Loden's about to deny her any pleasure on this first jam. Wow! Denise sends Francis down, and then does a little shaking on top of it.
Well, Denise, we caught a little shaking. It looked like a little bit of a pelvic thrust, which is near and dear to our heart, but you see that good head of hair. Denise Loden used it as a weapon against the Golden Girl, Lindsay Francis. First she grabbed her by the hair, then she did a little back attack. She wasted no time at setting the precedent here, Rory, did Denise Loden.
She got 1 point, she settled for 1, and now Amy Craig jumps out of there quickly. Amy Craig really could outrace everybody in the pack if she wanted to, and right now it looks like she wants to, because man, is she flying around that track. She left the Sundog Jammers in the dust. And Amy Craig reaches the back of the pack in near record time. I mean, she has 40 seconds left on this jam. That might be time to figure out how to get by that double block. Here's a good way to do it. get an assist from Denise Lowden. And Craig scoots by on the bottom of the track to pick up 2.
Once again, Amy Craig and Denise Lowden teaming up out of the chute early. She's throwing money at her. I guess she's maybe offering her for some of the negatives just in case she thinks Lindsey Francis might have a couple on her with some of these outfits. They couldn't fit much in there, but Amy Craig comes around, and then Denise Lowden kind of oozes from the rafters like they do at the intro, Rory. And Amy Craig, Denise Lowden are just emerging as a powerhouse here for the Illinois Riot.
I think Denise Lowden is just taunting Lindsey Francis. She said you never know when Lindsey will get naked. Maybe she thinks that she has a dollar bill she can slip into her belt. She'll take her pants down or her top off.
Well, I got a couple of singles here to sweeten the pot if it helps.
3-0, the Riot have the early lead, and Lindsey Francis and Amy Craig are out there, and Francis wants to let her skating do the talking. That's what Kenneth Logue taught her, and now brother Leonard Logue is right there to reinforce that. Let's see if Francis is able to do it against Craig. So far, they've just kind of been even on this jam. Lindsey can't get her off. Craig with that right hand wrapped up, trying to work on Francis, and leads her right into Denise Lowden. Once again, it's been a tough night for Lindsey Francis, and she has more dollar bills coming her way.
Well, Denise Lowden once again saw some of the success the Hot Dice had against the mental stability of Lindsey Francis.
Billy Guthrie's going to rip her jersey off. They're going to make her get naked. Here come the rest of the Riot. Francis is struggling, and she's bound to a brawl.
Don't adjust your television set, and we're giving it to you for free. Lindsey Francis has just been disrobed by her opponents for the Illinois Riot, Rory, and the camera's out with Denise Lowden.
Denise is taking Polaroids. Boy, if Kenneth Logue is watching on television, he must be shaking in his boots. And now Francis says, all right, you want me down to my bra? Fine, I'll go ahead and skate this way.
Well, the play started out, I don't want to say innocently enough, but I guess characteristic of roller jam enough. Nice, good, a lot of pounding, and then it ended with her being disrobed. And I don't know what Leonard or Kenneth. Leonard, I don't know what he's going to do about it, but she says to heck with it. I'll play nude if I have to.
Well, that's interesting, and look at that. Oh, it's the 3-1 game. One false move, and we're calling the censors. Lindsey Francis and Gina Lombardo, they both go down. Francis, though, is able to get up, adjust what's left of her top, and continue on. Lindsey now joins up with Laura Heiser. Laura's wearing a lot of clothes in comparison. Denise Lowden, oh man, I shudder to think what's going to happen if she gets a chance to grab a hold of Lindsey again. Lowden and Lindsey, and this time it's Lowden that goes down. And Francis says, see, I can do it, doesn't matter what I have on or don't have on. Denise won't want a Polaroid of that particular play.
Wait up, Dave.
Well, Rory, we're really seeing a new Lindsey Francis that we're not used to seeing, and Denise Lowden wants another up-close and personal view.
Well, she's getting it. Bill Barker of the Sundogs is standing by with Broadway Danny Wolf.
Oh, man, Rory, after that last chant, I'm breathless. Bill Barker, sorry, you have a big matchup tonight against Ray Robles.
You know, Danny, I had something to say, but I can't find my card.
No, you know, you lost this, here it is, all right, buddy? Just read it straight out.
Thank you. Me llamo es estúpido. Yo no puedo patinar.
Translate, he said I'm a stupid person.
Como un mono.
He said I am the king, Richard.
Amigos, porque.
That's somebody's going dancing tonight, and he's going to tell everybody that I'm the king.
That's enough of that. I advise you, amigo, to watch your back, or Captain America here is going to flatten you like a stale tortilla. That's enough.
He said, I don't know what he said.
Well, we don't know either. We'll go back to Rory and Hawk, see if they know what he said.
All right, thanks a lot.
He didn't say mi casa es su casa, I know that.
You just read it as it was written. Now, who wrote it? Ray Robles. We'll be back in a minute. We are back in Roller Jam Arena, ready to go into period number 2 in a tie game so far. Barker and Robles will get a chance to take their language lessons out to the track. and I'm going to bet on Ray Robles. Anybody that can make Bill Barker read that line off of a card certainly has something up his sleeve. And usually what he has up his sleeve is chili powder that he likes to throw into people's eyes. That's the kind of player Ray Robles is.
Well, maybe he coated that index card with chili powder, and Captain America might try to clear some sweat out of his eyes and rub a little in there. But Bill Barker, I don't need an index card to say that this guy is all tough. He doesn't say a whole bunch. He doesn't need to. He loves this Logue style. Play hard, skate clean, and get it done. Captain America.
Well, he says things once in a while like, my name is El Stupido. Here we go. Second period underway. Mo Sanders jumps out of there, and so does Micah Martin of the Sundogs. Sanders of the Riot takes a right elbow from Martin and keeps on going. Game tied at 3 here in the second period. Martin missed that one that time. He missed the block, but stayed on his feet. Mo Sanders has really been playing well lately. He takes a kick from Martin and stays up. Shakes his head. Last time Broadway interviewed him, he said, what took you so long to get to me? I'm the star. Broadway said, what about Jason McDaniel? And he said, forget him. I'm the jammer in this league, the premier jammer. And now Mo Sanders gets a chance to prove it against the blocking of Barker. Robles is taking care of Micah Martin. So far, neither man's been able to get by, and Mo Sanders won't get by at all. Down he goes. He's railed. He's out of there. Robles gets tackled by Barker and knocked down, and Micah Martin slips through to get one.
One yellow. One yellow.
First you see Mo Sanders go back from whence he came, the ooze from underneath Roller Jam Arena. Well, he was returned there, and Captain America just kind of caught Ray Robles sleeping right to the midsection. That little indigestion from that chili at lunch Ray Robles had, I think.
1 point scored on that jam, makes it 4-3 Sundogs. Second jam of the second period now. And Sanders is out there again, and he tackles his man, but that allows Travis Wills to go by, as Sanders and Sigmund Williams wound up in a pile. Travis Wills emerging as a big jammer now for the Riot. With Richard Brown in the infield and unable to jam or block, some of these other guys have to emerge, and you know Brown's coaching them in his royal style. Back there to block Rusty Montgomery. And now, a pull away. There go the Sundogs. They're going to try and outrun them. Travis Wills gets one whip. He's going to reach out so he can get another one. Robles has him. Almost had him. Oh, here comes the briefcase. That'll stop that, huh? It's easy to catch him with a briefcase. 3 Riot points. Richard walks away quickly, so nobody will think he was involved in that. But you know what? There's such a thing as instant replay and videotape. Now Leonard Lowe wants that briefcase.
You go back to your bench. You go back to your bench.
I don't know who Richard's yelling at.
I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I didn't do anything. I know what's going on.
Last time we saw the King, he said,
and you keep that to yourself.
He said every time he's on the track, it's because he slipped. Well, you talk about a fly in the ointment, a needle in the haystack. I had a pull-away going to the Sundogs, and that briefcase conveniently ended up stopping net, and some points picked up for the Riot, Rory.
And Richard goes over to pick it up. I guess that just happened to get out there on the track.
Oh, it just happened.
Sean Corbett said, I know what you're up to, and yet he gave the Riot the points anyway.
And he gave him back his briefcase.
He has no right to confiscate the King's briefcase. 6-4 is the score. Mo Sanders and Travis Wills out there with Bill Barker, and Barker took care of Sanders and Wills. Now Bill Barker looking to pick up some points for the Sundogs. And Robles is winding up that right arm and saying, come on, buddy. It's right about here where he usually reaches into his pocket for the chili powder. He hasn't done it so far. Ray's kept it clean so far. No added ingredients. And Barker sends him flying. Maybe he should have done it. And Barker sends 2 more flying. He might get them all. No, he decided to leave well enough alone and called it off after 3 points. Bill Barker still wondering what he said that made the King so happy earlier.
Well, there's been a flame lit under the rear end of Captain America.
Line it up.
He says, I don't like any food but American food, Ray Robles. You saw him on one jam. Captain America took out Ray Robles, and right there, Ray Robles tried to retaliate, and Captain America says, I'll have none of it, man. Kaboom! And down goes Ray Robles, face first. How you like that, Tamale?
Pete Rose sliding into second base on a stolen base. That's what Robles looked like. So far, neither of them are in the Hall of Fame. Both of them should be. 7-6, the Sundogs lead it by 1. Mo Sanders gives the whip to Travis Wills. He's out after Micah Martin and Sigmund Williams. And he horse collars them and pulls them down. That leaves Sanders a free path to the basket, as you'd say in basketball. And here you say it's a free path to Bill Barker. See if he can get by. Barker rips one into Sanders. Ray Robles, look at him. He's reaching into his pocket.
Oh, no,
there
no.
it goes. There it goes. Look at him now. He's trying to hide it. But Robles used the chili powder to blind Barker, and now he's going to clock him too and land on top of him. Oh, man. He's learned a lot of tricks in his time, but maybe none better than this one.
Four purple. Four purple on the play.
Look at the king. The briefcase opened up.
Right here, Bill Barker valiantly deals with Mo Sanders, but right there you see the powder and the delayed reaction, almost like a mace shot to the face of Captain America, who up until this jam was having a great game. And there goes Russie Montgomery as the king uses his impotent papers. Wow.
Wow is right. We have reached halftime. The king has put together his briefcase. Everything's back in order, and Robles is happy. 10-7, Riot leading, and Barker's trying to wipe the tears out of his eyes.
This Roller Jam halftime report is brought to you by Mars Twix Bars.
Welcome back to Roller Jam Arena, everybody. It is 10-7, the Riot leading this game by 3. And what a first half we have had. There's been a lot going on, including on the women's side, Lindsey Francis losing her top. At least for a moment, the Riot women tore it off during that first period. But earlier in the period, Denise Loden let it be known that she was going right after Lindsey.
Well, this first half started out innocent enough. Denise Loden goes right after Lindsey Francis, knocks her down, shows her who's boss. And then the weirdness started. She started throwing dollar bills at her. Then a little bit later, all the Riot women joined in. They're taking pictures, ripping her clothes off, throwing money, which is always kind of personal to my heart. But I kind of felt bad for Lindsey Francis. But then a little bit later, Lindsey Francis really emerged as a mentally strong player too, Rory.
She did. She ended the period on a very good note. Now, as for the men, what about Bill Barker? Barker, after reading that scripted note from Ray Robles, went on and played pretty well. He knocked Robles down early in the period, but once again, Ray reaching into his pocket for you-know-what.
Well, he comes out with the chili powder. It was all Captain America early, but right here you see the chili powder to the face of Bill Barker, and you'd think these guys would learn, but you know what? Captain America got bit like everybody else.
I don't know if Ray Robles goes to the supermarket to buy that chili powder, but I don't think so. He makes his own. Let's find out about it.
In Roller Jam, as with any sport, getting an edge on your opponent is crucial to being successful. Sometimes it can be anything from extra training to special skates, or in Ray Robles' case, chili powder. The ingredients of the Riot's Ray Robles' recipe of destruction upon the WSL are simple. A fiery Latino temper and a ruthless desire to win. But Ray claims there is one thing in this world hotter than his temper.
All right, I think this is just about done. Well, this is Ray's famous chili. One taste of this, and you won't have any more taste buds, I guarantee you that.
After Chef Ray awed us with his culinary prowess, he showed us the key to his chili's bite.
Oh yeah, this is one of the babies. You know, this is one of the hottest chili peppers in the world. As you can see, I've named my plants after each opponent that I face every week. The meaner and the stronger the opponent, the bigger and the hotter the chili pepper will be. And this chili pepper is the biggest chili in my garden. And this chili represents Tim Washington. The powder inside this chili will even make the big nasty cry like a baby.
But when questioned about his illegal use of chili powder in the games, we got a blazing denial.
That's a lie. I've never used chili powder in a game. Y esta gente cree que yo estoy haciendo chile. ¿Sabes qué? No creo que estoy haciendo chile yo. Si esta gente quiere, mira, sácate de aquí. Yo no quiero nada con la cámara. Sácate, yo no quiero nada más.
Ray Robles gave me a CD the other day, and it was by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What do you think about that? It's his favorite band. Right now, Broadway Danny Wolf has a couple of our favorites, at least one, Lindsey Francis and Leonard Logue.
Thank you, Rory. And if you don't want that CD, I'll take it, by the way. Well, another half and another half of you getting your jersey pulled off by Denise. This has happened 3 or 4 times already, Lindsey.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely is getting kind of old. Another half-hearted attempt of her trying to humiliate me. Made herself look stupid.
You know what, Lindsey? Hey, Lindsey, tell me if this is true. I heard that you're up for sponsorship by AAA with all the mileage that's been put on your broken down ass. Is that true? Is that true? I was already offered 50 cents for that picture, but I'm waiting for a higher bid.
Oh, that's terrible. And Leonard, go back to your trailer, she said, by the way, Denise. Leonard Logue, what's your comments on all this?
Denise Loden, Ray Robles, Richard Brown. For you, I'd like to quote an old family friend. Up with such we shall not put.
Oh, that's President Clinton, of course.
Winston Churchill, Daniel, enough is enough. Get over here.
Back to you, Rory.
All right, thanks a lot, Danny. There's another little whack on the behind for Mr. Leonard Logue III. We'll call his brother Kenneth tonight and tell him all about it. 10-7, the Riot. We're coming back with the third period. We are back, and we have a half left to play. The Riot 10, the Sundogs 7. Lindsey Francis on the track. One of her goals here in the third period is to keep her clothes on. Laura Heiser jumps out there with Kathy Evangelo for the Sundogs, Gina Lombardo and Amy Craig for the Riot. And now it's just Craig and Heiser. Two good jammers, 10-7. Riot with a 3-point lead here on the first jam of the third period. Second half underway. Denise Loden has spent a good $3 or $4 tonight on dollar bills that she's thrown at Lindsey. She tucked one into Logue's jacket. He pretended to throw it up, but I saw him go pick it up. Amy Craig knocks down Laura Heiser. Now Amy Craig with a little word of advice from Denise Loden, and together they're going to go after that pack now. And Loden whips her through on her knees. She gets underneath. I think they opened the game with that same play, didn't they? And it worked again. As Francis and Katie Cooper couldn't stop Amy Craig.
They have no shot a lot of times against Amy Craig and Denise Loden. These two are really playing together, Rory. They're clicking, kind of like a quarterback and a good receiver. Once they get in their groove, they're hard to be stopped. Well, these two define efficiency right now. Amy Craig's got all that speed, all that finesse. Denise Loden has a lot of power and a lot of just straightforward domination, and these two are just really rocking, tough to be beat.
Craig took her jammer's helmet off and handed it to Millie Guthrie, so it's Millie and Gina Lombardo for the Riot. Lindsey Francis and Laura Heiser out there for the Sundogs. All 4 jammers rolling now in the second jam of this period. Gina Lombardo gets knocked out of there, and that leaves Millie Guthrie 1-on-2, and she's going to go down. So Lindsey Francis and Laura Heiser with a chance to score some points, and they need them. They're down 12-7 right now. I couldn't help but look at the King a minute ago, and he really has a look on his face like he has something up his sleeve. We'll probably see it before this game's over, I'm telling you.
You mean the King Richard has something up his sleeve? Come on, Rory, come on.
I know, it's hard to believe it.
Whoa!
Oh, that didn't work at all, did it? They tried to get through the legs there and emulate the Riot on their last jam, and it didn't work. But Francis did scramble to her feet and score a couple, I think. Nope, they didn't give him any. She got up and tried to pass Loden and Craig, but the play they had set up just fell apart.
Well, this shows you the difference between how well the Riot in the form of Denise Loden and Amy Craig are working and how the Sundogs aren't quite to that level.
Well, they have that new coach, that new manager down there, Leonard Logue, and he doesn't quite, I guess, have the acumen of Kenneth, at least not yet.
Or at least not the acumen of the King Richard.
Well, he'll get them all together and say, up with such we shall not put. And they'll all say, what? 12-7. The Riot still up by 5. Of course, the Sundogs are well known for their love of Winston Churchill. Lindsey Francis and Denise Loden have no love at all for one another. And Loden just threw that right hand right into the ribs of Francis. So far, she's been kind enough not to rip her jersey off. Loden only has half a jersey on anyway. 25 seconds left on the jam now. Loden gets back there to Abraham, so all of a sudden she's not thinking as much about Lindsay. She's looking at Big Janet. And Lindsay knocks her down from behind. That's what happens when you have a big blocker like Janet Abraham in there, and here she goes. Taking them out one by one.
Three yellow on the play.
Three Sundog points right there, thanks to Janet Abraham.
Well, the last jam, Roy, they tried to get it done with finesse. It didn't work, so they come out with brute force, and now these brute force, they're swarming Denise Loden. They might be, they're tearing Denise Loden's uniform off, Rory.
Oh, my.
It's good for the geese, it's good for the gander. I'm just waiting for the dollar bills to come out. Where's the king?
The king is not there at the moment. You know, Leonard Lowe's looking on. I don't think Kenneth would have stooped to that level. Here's the king with his jacket for Denise. She said, no, I don't want it.
Well, I don't want to be one to pick on detail, but if you look at the top of Denise Loden, it matches the little ring around the hat of Leonard Logue. I don't know what that means.
Remember, earlier in the game, Lindsey Francis skated and scored points with just a bra. And now, Denise Loden's going to get a chance to do exactly the same thing. I just have to wonder how she feels about it, though. Broadway Danny Wolf is going over there to try and get a word with Denise Loden, and he's finally caught up with her. Go ahead, Broadway.
Denise, you can't skate in just a bra. Come on.
I can skate anything I want. Lindsey Francis doesn't know what she's just done. I guarantee every game I skate, a woman's jersey will freaking come off. And let me tell you something, Danny. Women in the WSL, you have Lindsey Francis to pay for it. You just signed your death warrant.
Lindsey's going after the pants there for a minute. She gave her dollar bill back.
I'll get it.
Fourth jam of the third period. And Denise Loden now, who I thought was halfway disrobed a minute ago. What about now? Whoa! Oh, man. She is all business. Loden gets out there, and the flash bulbs are popping in the crowd. They say, hey, what about that? We want this, too. We got our Polaroid with us as well. Here she comes. Janet Abraham's back there to block. Oh, what a shot by Loden. Takes Abraham right out of the play. And Loden goes on to get some points and reaches her nemesis, Lindsey Francis. Grabs the hair and just yanks her down. Gets by Katie Cooper. Blasts apart the pack. I'll tell you what, they lit a fire under this Tiger, Denise Loden, and she wants them all. She's not going to settle for 4. She gets 5. She got 6 because she passed one of the jammers that she'd already knocked down into the infield. And that gives the Riot a big 18-10 lead, and here's a scuffle going on in the infield.
Toodle.
It sure is.
Denise Loden, you're right, Rory. Somebody lit a can lever under her very naked rear end almost. And that's one person you don't want to aggravate. There's a few people in this league, Sean Atkinson, Denise Loden, Big Nasty. You don't want to get aggravated. Well, Denise Loden is aggravated. And she said she's going to disrobe every woman in the World Skating League. She's trying to pull all the hair out by the roots, too.
Well, the roots. There she is. That's a nice bra. I think she got that mail order. But right now, Broadway Danny Wolf is with Leonard Logue. Go ahead, Broadway.
Thanks, Rory. And I know seeing Lindsay pull Denise's top off, your brother Kenneth would never approve of such a thing. He would have tossed her out of the game for doing that.
I have to say, Randall,
Daniel.
I like what I'm seeing here. I mean, simple retribution. An eye for an eye, a tit for a tat. You have to admire the symmetry, don't you?
Well, I don't know. We'll ask Rory. Back to you.
Thanks, Randall.
He can't say that, can he?
He just did.
Tat? He can't say tat, man.
We've completed 3. Don't go away. 18-10 Riot. Fourth and final period coming up from Roller Jam Arena. One more period to go. 18-10, the Riot on top. And as you can see, it's the fourth period. Here we go. Mo Sanders jumps out of there. He's gotten awfully good. He almost beats the whistle. And he gets out with Brian Gallagher. Here are 2 outstanding skaters. Gallagher accelerates, changes direction easily, probably as easily as anybody in this game. But it's hard to take Mo Sanders off of his skates as well. And neither one of them has been able to do it yet as they approach the back of the pack. Ryan Gamble. Nice to see Gamble and Gallagher working together again. Montgomery takes care of Mo Sanders for the moment. Rusty waiting. Rips into Sanders again. Neither jammer has been able to score a point. And Rusty Montgomery takes Mo Sanders down. Now he's going after Gamble, and he got him like a rubber ball off the rail. Wow, where did Rusty Montgomery come from? Where has he been the rest of this game?
One purple, 3 yellow.
What a play by Montgomery. Checks his elbow and says, yeah, I still have one.
Well, if last jam was a fire under the rear of Denise Loden, this jam, first jam of the fourth period, was a fire under the rear of Rusty Montgomery, and that can't probably had something to do with it. But Rusty Montgomery comes out of the chute like a fireball. First we see a little bit of a rusty nail. This is what he calls it. We remember the rusty nail from his days with the Quakes. Hey, Mo Sanders got a up close and personal. Then maybe this he calls the rusty crowbar. Tetanus shots for everybody. Rusty Montgomery's arrived, people.
Did you see Gamble bounce off that rail? What a play. Second jam now, the fourth and final period in a 1913 game with the Riot on top. Travis Wills jumps out of there with Micah Martin of the Sundogs. Travis Wills, who has sideburns a la Elvis Presley at one time. And Micah Martin trying to stay right with him. I guess not. That rail's getting a workout.
I was going to say.
Bill Barker's back there now to try and put a stop to Travis Wills and work him out a little bit. He's done a good job so far. The leg right up into the midsection. Barker, who rinsed his eyes out with water in between periods. Now here's Robles sending Martin into the King. Wow, the King just knocked Martin out with a briefcase. You see him laying there in the infield. Barker still working on Wills, and Robles is going to help. Robles grabs Barker, and he sends him to the King as well. Under the bench he goes. Robles yelling at the fans, celebrating. He's happy. He thinks he's done something good.
Here's Captain America getting it from both ends. He's got the chili powder hands of Ray Robles all over him, and the briefcase hands of the King right to the face of Captain America.
I said earlier I thought King Richard had photos of himself in that briefcase, and I still think so. Broadway, maybe you can get me an autograph picture.
I don't think he signs autographs for anyone, Rory. But right now we know the Richard Brown Crown race is on. When the game's over, you're going to name the winner of the Richard Brown Crown. If I had to make my pick, the winner should be your suitcase.
No. Tanner, he's in #1 position, and Mo's running good on it tonight. Somebody's going to get the Brown Crown.
Only named Riot players. Don't the Sundogs have a chance to win the crown, too?
They couldn't win it if we laid down and let them have it.
Back to you, Rory.
All right, thanks a lot, Danny. As the King, Richard Brown, holding court. And look at that. Oh, look who has it. Leonard Lowe. He doesn't want to be on camera right now. I don't blame him. We'll be back and find out who wins this thing right after this. We're back at Roller Jam Arena, and we're ready to go with 2 jams left in this game. The Riot holding on to an 8-point lead. Is that going to be insurmountable against the Sundogs? And what in the world does Leonard Lowe have in that little pouch we saw a minute ago? And by the way, where do you get pants like that? Here we go. 2 Sundog jammers are out there. Travis Wills for the Riot. Trying to even things up, but Sigmund Williams puts him down. And Micah Martin, who has recovered from being blasted in the head by a briefcase, is out on the jam as well. Just momentarily stunned, I guess. Ray Robles back there to block. And Ray using his elbows. Hasn't reached into that pocket yet. Now he's got a hold of Sigmund Williams. Oh, that's what Logue had in mind. And look what it's done to Robles. And look what the Sundogs are doing, scoring points. Leonard Logue had a little powder of his own.
Get in the box. I don't know what you think this is. I don't know what you think this is and where you came from. But the general manager with this. You have some. We will not far enough. You have a seat, mister. Or you will
stupid.
You're lucky that
You
all
have
that
wanted your responsibilities by
Sit.
failing to keep order in this game.
One thing about Leonard Logue, he's not as good as Robles at hiding it. He had it right out there in plain view, and look at that.
Man, well, you don't get in trouble if you don't get caught. Well, Ray Robles never gets caught. Leonard Logue and Denise Loden, I don't know what she's celebrating. Apparently, she's got a picture of Lindsey Francis down there. She'll probably get more than 50 cents for it, Rory, as Leonard Logue takes his place in the penalty box. I'm not sure what that does for these guys, but he's sitting down there.
Kenneth Logue would never have done that. And the score, 21-13, with one jam left in the game. Who's going to win it? Mo Sanders goes down. Brian Gallagher goes down. Travis Wills goes right on by, and the Riot had the lead in the game and in the jam. 35 seconds remaining. If the Sundogs are to have any chance at all, it's all up to Brian Gallagher. First, he has to try and get rid of Travis Wills, and he hasn't done it yet. 24 seconds remaining. Ryan Gamble goes back to block in case Gallagher gets there. Gallagher and Wills get there together, and Barker goes down. Two of them go down. And look at the work Gamble's doing in the pack. Uh-oh. Oh, no. That'll stop a scoring drive, won't it? The King making his presence felt once again. No scoring. One Riot point is all there was, I believe.
They were told 2 points.
No, they gave him 2. Either way, they won the game.
And the briefcase either stops a scoring drive or a corporate meeting. Right here, it sealed the fate of the Sundogs and brought home the victory for the Riot, Rory.
Richard Brown, the King, using his briefcase to affect the game once again. I think he has more of an effect when he's not on skates. But the Brown crown, who will he give it to? Find out, Broadway Danny Wolf.
All right, thank you, Rory. Well, it's time for the presentation of the Richard Brown crown to your MVP of this game, and congratulations on the victory, by the way.
Mo!
Hey, Mo.
Mo!
Is this me, Mo?
Mo Sanders! Mo Sanders! Mo! Put it on me. What? Put it on me. I am the most valuable player.
Oh! Well, if you ask me, I think the briefcase should have won it because it definitely had the most kills in the game, but he awarded it to himself. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
We should have known.
Oh, my goodness. What a character. You got to love him, Rory.
King Richard Brown, and you know what? In some odd way, I think he's right. He did have an effect on the game, and Leonard Logue better learn some more about this league. Lindsey Francis might have to buy those Polaroids back from Denise Loden, or they'll show up somewhere someday, and she'll be unhappy about it. A victory for Loden and the King and the Riot. We're happy you were with us. We'll see you next time on Roller Jam.